also discussing the other day when we were having our chat, Mustafa, Gautam, Manish, Vinit, about sentiment of the economy. The IPL is such a huge event that it has the ability to impact the economy positively. Even Deepak was suggesting the same. If you were to look at the RBI survey that they do in terms of consumer confidence, which is a 13-city, 5,300, 5,400 household survey, the confidence index is some 53.8, which is actually the lowest in the month of May, in the month of July, I think. May was about 63.7, and last year same time it was close to 100. Now, if you were to put that take that into account and see, with the IPL coming in, Diwali being the biggest event celebration around which consumption gets triggered, do you see the consumer confidence index being impacted in a positive manner? If I was a brand owner where my consumption was impacted and I have to get consumption back, this is possibly the single most important window for me in this year to be able to reach the audience and drive consumption. How do you all look at it?
So, I mean, if I go first, I think from our perspective, first of all, we are strong believers that nothing brings a nation more closer together than sport.
Absolutely.
We've been mirroring and voicing that from inception days, and in India's case, that sport is IPL, and that whole extravaganza. So yes, we are strong believers that this will see a very positive impact on everything. Like Gautam mentioned, this is probably going to be the biggest IPL that we've ever seen, and that only results in everyone else feeling a lot better. Already, I think there is a lot more positivity around things, and things are starting to ease up and open up, and there's a lot more confidence on getting out there, and businesses starting, and the economy starting to get more fluid. So I think, yes, from our perspective, we are very positive about it, and we hope that this can help, along with the entire festive season, really uplift things and bring a sense of positivity around the entire country.
No, I agree with that. Obviously, I've been saying that as well today, but in other interactions around how IPL and Diwali, and I think Vinit coined it nicely, it's the fourth festival. But let's be mindful, I mean, in all fairness, that the world has been hit by something dramatic right now, and I think everybody is dealing with the effects of how to deal with this pandemic. There are enough and more people who are impacted in ways that we can't even imagine, just because their whole, ecosystem, livelihood, everything has been shattered. So I don't think the world or the country is going to come back to normal through Diwali or anything of that nature. That's not certainly not what anybody would realistically believe. But there is no better time and no better event than IPL and Diwali to sort of start the path to normalcy, to create a more positive environment, to get people together, to get brands to sort of reconnect with their users. I think that's at least the way we think about it, that this is the best time and we will start seeing signs of recovery. But all of us have a lot of work to do, and a lot of people, who've been impacted. We all need to help figure out how over the next 12 months things get back to a little bit more back to normal.
I completely agree with Gautam, actually, because when I started this session by saying that while there is optimism, while there is positivity, while there is a great mood upliftment, there is also a bit of a cautiousness in terms of people. So I don't know about the RBI point, Mrinmoy, but I would not want to compare IPL with the pent-up demand in the marketplace, because the pent-up demand could be in two parts. Pent-up demand could be in the mind from a positive approach, and the pent-up demand could be in terms of spend. So whether the mood sentiment being positive translates into economic upliftment, it's a completely different discussion. I don't know, but it will definitely add to people gluing onto some screen or the other, which could be a TV, which could be a OTT screen. So pent-up demand for the content is a definitely given. I'm not too sure if I would want to equate that with the positive sentiment in terms of upliftment of economy and so on and so forth. So that's what I wanted to add.
Manish, you would want to share your views?
I think it's a today we have issues at both at heart and mind, and you are pessimist, you are scared, you are uncertain at both levels, and you really don't know what's going to happen at a household level, uh, at a SME level or micro SME level, and that's where India really resides, right? Because that's where the biggest employment really happens, right?
Right.
And I think that is where we have to really make some progress. And I think the festival, IPL, all that stuff will start creating a slight change in the narrative. And I think that is important part, because narrative sows the seed for your future optimism, right? And currently the narrative is quite gloomy, and because you are only hearing the stories which are not right stories, right? So I think change in narrative will address some part of the heart part of it, where you start feeling a bit reassured, you start feeling a bit kind of saying that yes, there is more life to it, right? And I think when the heart is in right place, the mind starts really, it's a lead indicator to a lag indicator, if I may say. So we would do that, and I would echo the sentiment. It's not that your jobs are really going to immediately have a recovery because Diwali is here, right? It is a journey, but can this be a start? I really hope so.
Absolutely. And just one last point, Mrinmoy, from my side, is the point that Manish is driving is about, see, we are a large country, we are a deep country. So the narrative for India may not necessarily hold true for the narrative to Bharat, because we are already talking and lots been written about the gap between India and Bharat, right? So the narrative of those two worlds are a bit different, and that's what we need to be a little more sensitive about. That's it.
No, totally agree, Vinit. I think, but the hope is that Bharat and India will come together, and that's what IPL does.